Another beautiful morning. We did run into a little technical difficulty today and needed to do my eldest son's schooling first. See, my husband's workspace is also where we store a lot of our homeschool supplies, and he had an early meeting, so I couldn't get to anything. It all worked out in the end, though, and we were able to finish our beautiful dinosaurs. A favorite tradition that we have is cozy time. It's something we've done for a really long time, but don't necessarily get to every day. We have a nice cup of herbal tea and maybe a snack and read some stories together. It's a time to reconnect and feel peace. It works especially well on those days when little seem to need something extra. Eden asked for some help with her biology. This is something that she's taken the initiative to do herself. It's not something I'd originally planned on doing for her main lessons, but it's something she loves, so I'm glad she feels like she can do it. Usually, our science is phenomenon-based, where first we present the concept in a solid, concrete way that they can observe, and then they come to the conclusions themselves. School with my son was a lot of fun. He was such a giggly thing. He's such a darling boy. He was practicing reading cursive here and preparing to write out some information from Buddhism. Reading cursive is an art that I think is important because it helps us with things like genealogy and old documents, reading letters from relatives, things like that. He's done a lot of work on writing cursive too. Being able to connect over his schoolwork is something that's really a sacred opportunity, and we're happy to be able to share it with them. And sometimes share it with the dog as well. We ended up going off on a really fun tangent about the Pleistocene era. It was a lot of fun to be able to learn with his interests. And with Autumn, we spent a great deal of time meal planning. Then it was time for us to celebrate Candlemas, so we made some bird feeders and took them out to the forest. We got about a foot of snow this week, and it was starting to melt a little bit, but it was so much fun to enjoy playing. They spent a lot of time in the snow this week. Being able to give them opportunities to stretch their legs and breathe fresh air is such a gift. We melted down some beeswax to make some candles. We made snow candles this year, so first we dug little holes. Or big holes if you're Ivy. We put the wicks into the holes. You don't actually have to cover it up. That was her own personal touch. Then I poured in the beeswax for them. It solidified into some really fun shapes. We used pennies tied to the bottom of the wicks to hold them down, then just cut off the strings. Dinner was candlelit. We enjoyed sharing scriptures and stories together. We spent a long time around the table tonight, just laughing and enjoying the candlelight and each other's company. Candlemas is a beautiful holiday celebrated to commemorate when Mary brought Jesus Christ to the temple after her days of purification. Simeon and Anna, seeing the Christ child, recognized him for who he was and celebrated his arrival. We talked about going to the temple to help recognize and celebrate our Savior and the many gifts that he's given to us. And then shared a lot of hilarious stories. My husband is an amazing storyteller, and one of Eden's most recent adventures in education has been to listen to the great course about storytelling. She's a wonderful storyteller as well. Meals together make a great opportunity for questions, for answers, for laughter and bonding, and enjoying the security of a simple meal. Precious little traditions that give us anchors throughout the day are a gift to our children that help them to feel secure and connect with each other. I hope you're all finding peace and connection with your families too, and enjoying a beautiful winter. Sweet dreams.